you always this confident founder, or did you have to work your way into being the woman that you are today?
No, I still think now everyone's on their own journey, and you still have wobbles, don't you, of you question yourself, and not everything's rosy all the time. And I think it's those days and those practices you put in place. Or I think we're resilient as a company. I think I'm resilient as a person. And I think that's something, maybe I sound really old, but from my experience, that younger generation need to work on. I think that resilience piece, that's something that I'm really proud of as a business and as a person, that things aren't always great, but then when they're down, of what you have to get through that. Whether I run a little bit, but I mean, it'd be, if you're struggling, you literally break it down, you just put one foot in front of the other, and eventually you get to where you need to go. So however you do it, whatever way you get through that and build that confidence back up again.
Yeah, you touched on a lot there. And I love the key that you pointed out about persistence, because, or resilience, and being able to bounce back, because life will be full of, ups, downs. They say if you're flatline, you're dead. So there's going to be.
I've got that actually on exactly that on notes. And my sister, I sent something to my sister the other day saying, oh, you should go to this. She was like, oh no, I'd be too nervous. And I know it's a bit cliche, but yeah, like if you're never nervous, you're playing it too safe. Do you know what I mean? You can't get those exciting, those amazing points in your life. Yeah, if you're playing it too safe, I don't think that comes with risk.
So tell me about your journey to break out of your shell and say, like, this is my line, this is my creative expression, and I'm bringing it to women everywhere.
I think COVID actually, it switched that focus to community. For me, I was never on our own Instagram at all. I would never have gone that. I would never have done a podcast. I never used to answer the phone. My mum used to laugh. If we got a food delivery, I would never go and get the delivery from the door. I would be embarrassed. She said, this is probably why I'm a failed actress. It's all coming to make sense now. But from COVID, I think the world seemed a bit smaller in that, I mean, whoever did an Instagram live before, but all of a sudden you're speaking live to this amount of people, or it just made everything feel quite grounded. People were quite honest in their approach to stuff. There wasn't a keeping up with the Joneses, I think, around that time. So it made things maybe seem more approachable that you might have been nervous to do. I think people were quite open and warm around that time. I think there was a great sense of humanity and support with people. So I think maybe that was a warmer environment to come into. And then with the support of our community, our Never Fully Dressed community on social, also meant that other voices were heard more. So I think people were much more vocal in that conversation we had with them. And you saw what a difference actually that we make to people's life. Women would be like, oh, I've gone through some treatment, or I was having a rough time, or I had a baby, I didn't feel like myself, whatever level it is that they might have been feeling down, and they put on some colour or a print or something, or did a live that we put on, or whatever it was, and they were really vocal about how that was positive for them. So I think that gave me confidence in what we're doing. And kind of reset how I saw the brand, of what I think we can achieve now with the brand, and maybe it's confidence, maybe it's commitment or duty, but then actually making me be aware that I have to use my voice, whether I feel confident or not to use it. There's a duty there that I need to. So fake that confidence until you're there, because it's needed.
I think there's something so beautiful about just, getting rid of the noise and just stepping into what you know that you're called to do, regardless of what people think. And there are certain situations that push us into that. So thank you for sharing your story. And I know that sometimes we think about, like, what'll make us feel more confident, and sometimes we're not there mentally.
I think, and it's infectious. So I always say, do you know what I mean, if you're feeling down that day, for me, don't put on the black leggings and, do you know what I mean, that neutral. You put on a bit of colour. It's scientific. Do you know what I mean? It's proven that you put on a bit of colour and it's infectious. So whether, going back to what I just said, whether that actually makes you feel more confident, or you're just faking it for that first few hours in your day, but then you might bump into a couple of people that, oh, you look amazing, or and it's not you look amazing in a shallow aesthetic. It's because there's a bit of an energy around that as well, and that's infectious. They smile, they then go off and actually infect someone else with that smile, and it spreads, and you get a lift from that. And then once you've put that out there, that might come back to you in a different way later on in the day, but you've put that energy out there. So I think, colour and what you wear and your style make you feel like the best version of you.